Stepmom tried to charge me $1,000 rent, so I kicked her and her freeloading kids out and reclaimed the $1.5 million house my grandparents secretly left me. Brace yourself, this story is a raging inferno. And I'm still burning from the fight. I'm 23, female, and I just unleashed hell on my stepmom, Drusilla, and her two parasitic kids, Torin and Celine. My dad, Cornelius, is 49, and Drusilla, 45, is a scheming vulture who'd make a soap opera villain look like a saint. Torin's 25, a self-proclaimed crypto king with a trail of failed scams, and Celine's 20, a TikTok wannabe who thinks her overfiltered face is a personality. Names changed, because I'm done fueling their toxic circus. Grab a drink, this is a furious, gut-punching saga with more twists than a crime thriller, and I'm laying it all bare. I've been swallowing this rage for years, and it's time to unleash it. To understand why I evicted my stepmom from my house, you need the ugly backstory. My mom died of pancreatic cancer when I was 9, and it gutted me. Dad was a broken man, barely keeping his freelance coding business alive. My grandparents' absolute heroes stepped in to raise me. They weren't rich, but they owned a jaw-dropping 6-bedroom house in a quiet Portland suburb, worth about $1.5 million. Their dream was for us to live together as a family, and for a while, it was perfect. I had my own space, Dad had room to grieve, and my grandparents were my everything. Then came Drusilla. Dad met her at a tech conference in Las Vegas 5 years after Mom's death. She was a marketing guru with a fake laugh and a predator's instincts. Dad called it love at first sight. I'd bet my house she saw a grieving coder with a fat bank account and a prime address and thought, payday. Within 5 months, she'd slithered in from Phoenix. 6 months later, they were married. Red flags? More like a 5-alarm fire. Drusilla dragged her kids, Torin and Celine, into our lives. Torin was 15, already acting like a Wall Street shark, and Celine was 10, quiet at first but soon aping her mom's entitlement. My grandparents tried to keep the peace, but I caught them whispering late at night, dissecting Drusilla's motives. They feared she was after Dad's money and the house but stayed quiet because Dad seemed happy. Spoiler. They were right, and it cost us all. The early years were a nightmare. Drusilla started subtle, trashing the house's outdated charm, calling it a mausoleum when it was warm and timeless. She sneered at the polished oak floors as scuffed. They weren't, and called my grandparents relics. Then she got vicious, rearranging rooms without permission, chucking Mom's heirloom vases as trash, and claiming the house as her own. My grandparents bit their tongues, and Dad was too blinded by her charm to notice. Then came the chores. It sounded fair, everyone helps out, right? Wrong. Everyone meant me. By 13, I was scrubbing floors, cooking dinners, and folding laundry while Torin hyped fake crypto schemes on Discord and Celine filmed TikTok dances. Drusilla inspected my work like a tyrant, once forcing me to remop the entire kitchen at midnight over a single smudge. Meanwhile, Torin's room was a biohazard of energy drink cans, and Celine's was a landfill of ring lights and fast fashion hauls. I was their slave in my own home. Here's the bombshell I didn't know until recently. My grandparents put the house in my name before they passed. It's mine, every plank and window. Grandma died in 2020 from a heart attack, and Grandpa followed months later, like he couldn't survive without her. They never told me about the deed, probably to shield me from the storm they saw brewing. Dad knew but shrugged it off as no big deal. Drusilla had no idea, or she'd have clawed her way onto the title. So, for years, I slaved away in my house, washing Torin's reeking gym clothes and scraping Celine's fake nails off the floor, while Drusilla sprawled on the couch, streaming reality TV and barking at me for sloppy vacuuming. Torin flunked out of college 2 years ago, calling himself a blockchain mogul. His empire is a string of failed NFT drops and a Twitter with 200 followers, mostly spam bots. Dad bankrolls his investments. Celine's in her first year of college, supposedly studying influencer marketing, but her real gig is TikTok, where she posts cringy lip syncs and wrecks her leased Mercedes 3 times. Dad covers her rent, her car, her shopping sprees, everything. Me? I'm grinding at a coffee shop, taking online classes, and doing all the housework, while Drusilla lectures me about contributing. The day it all exploded started like a punch to the gut. I just survived a hellish shift at the coffee shop, where a Karen screamed about her latte's foam. Exhausted, I came home to cook dinner because heaven forbid Torin stops shilling Dogecoin or Celine pauses her content creation. I'm in the kitchen, attempting a new pasta recipe from YouTube, when Drusilla struts in, wearing a gaudy leopard print dress she probably thinks is chic. That smirk on her face? It's the look of someone about to torch my life. She leans on the counter, watching me like a snake. I'm braced for her usual jabs. Too much basil. Not enough flair. Whatever. Then she hits me with it. We need to talk about your rent, Zara. I freeze, spoon in hand, thinking, my what? I've been here longer than you. She smirks. All venom. Your dad and I think it's time you paid your share. You're working now, so it's unfair for you to mooch while we foot the bill. I'm livid. The audacity. I hear Torin upstairs, yelling about Bitcoin dips, and Celine's ring light humming in the living room. Ask, barely containing my fury, are Torin and Celine paying rent too? Drusilla lets out this fake cackle, tossing her hair like she's on a catwalk. That's different. They're my kids, and they're building their futures. Torin's launching his empire, and Celine's crafting her brand. I nearly spit. Torin's empire is a Coinbase account in the red, and Celine's brand is recycled TikTok trends. Then Drusilla lays out her scheme. $1,000 a month from me, plus 2/3 of the utilities, and I keep doing all the chores. Rage floods me. Years of cleaning their filth, enduring their taunts. Washing Torin's sweaty towel sit crashes over me like a tsunami. I slam the spoon down, sauce splattering, and glare at her. Let me make this clear. I say, voice low but shaking with fury. Torin, who's never earned a cent and squats in my attic, gets a free pass. Celine, who crashes cars and blows thousands on TikTok props, gets a free pass. But I, who's been running this house, have to pay? Drusilla's face twists, her fillers can't hide the scowl. She starts ranting about family responsibility. But I'm done. I call everyone to the dining room. Torin groans about pausing his trades, and Celine acts like leaving her ring light is a capital crime. But they slink in. Drusilla repeats her rent demand, acting like she's running a mafia meeting. Torin's grinning, probably plotting his next scam. Celine's filming for her raw TikTok. Then I drop the bomb. I'm not paying rent. This house is mine. The silence is deafening. Torin's fork clatters. Celine's phone hits the floor. No filter needed. Drusilla's face looks like a crash server. They laugh, thinking it's a bluff. Nice try. Torin sneers. Sauce on his hoodie. What? You rob a bank? Drusilla tries to dismiss it, but her voice cracks. This is your dad's house, Zara. I lean back, channeling every movie villain I've ever admired. Call Dad and ask. Drusilla's nails stab her phone screen so hard I think it'll shatter. She puts it on speaker, her go-to flex. Dad picks up, sounding like he's aged a decade. Cornelius. She purrs, voice dripping with fake sugar. Zara's spouting nonsense about the house. She says it's hers. That's a lie, right? The pause is pure fire. Dad clears his throat. Actually, my in-laws put the house in Zara's name before they passed. Boom. Drusilla's face flashes through rage red to ghost white. What the hell do you mean? She screams, voice cracking like glass. Why didn't you tell me? Dad mumbles. I didn't think it was a big deal. Classic Dad. Spineless as ever. Drusilla slams her phone down, cracking the screen. Torin's green, realizing his crypto den is my property. Celine's still filming, but her hands shake. Drusilla tries to backpedal. All fake tears. Let's drop the rent talk, Zara. We're family. But I'm a volcano ready to erupt. I smile, cold as ice, and say, oh, we're not dropping it. Let's talk about your eviction. The next morning, I overhear Drusilla on the phone with Dad, plotting to ship me to a college in Nevada. It'll toughen her up. She hisses, then adds, she's unhinged. Cornelius. The sheer gall. The only thing unhinging me is her. Dad, weak as always, mutters, maybe you're right. My blood boils, but I keep it locked down. At breakfast, which I cook, Drusilla can't even work a toaster. The tension's thicker than tar. Torin's inhaling waffles. Celine's staging her avocado toast for TikTok. And Drusilla's pretending to read emails but clearly searching how to steal a house deed. I decide to strike. Hey, Drusilla. I say, voice dripping with venom. I've been thinking about your rent idea. Your right people should pay to live here. Market rates say $1,800 per person. That's $5,400 for you, Torin, and Celine, plus utilities, a deposit, and a cleaning fee for Torin's pigsty. The room explodes. Torin chokes, spitting waffle everywhere. Celine's toast hits the floor. Drusilla looks like she's been slapped. You're insane, she shrieks. We're family. I pull out my phone, playing the recording of her call with Dad. Let's talk about your plan to exile me from my house. Their faces? A masterpiece of panic. Things spiral into chaos. Drusilla screams that my recording's illegal, but I'd already checked Oregon's a one-party consent state. She paces, ranting about her lawyer cousin who handles speeding tickets, not real estate. Then she tries gaslighting. Zara, this rage isn't healthy. Maybe college in Reno would fix you. I shut her down. I'm staying. This is my house. She goes nuclear, calling me names that would make a sailor blush. Torin whines. I'm not paying rent. My NFTs are about to moon. Celine screeches. Dad won't let you do this. I sip my coffee, which I brewed, because Drusilla can't operate a Keurig, and watch them implode. Drusilla calls Dad again, but I'd already sent him the recording. For once, he stands up. Drusilla, it's her house. We need to leave. Drusilla's final mistake? She corners me in the hallway, hissing. I don't give a damn about your deed. This is my kingdom, and I'll burn your life down. Fatal error. I'd already consulted a lawyer, thank you. Reddit. My grandparents didn't just leave me the house, they locked it in a trust. Untouchable. My lawyer laughed at Drusilla's threats. I go full warpath. I serve them eviction notices official. Notarized. Court sealed. Drusilla tries to rip them up, but that's not how it works. Torin smashes his monitor in a tantrum, screaming about his crypto legacy. Celine has a meltdown on TikTok Live, sobbing to her 500 followers. Drusilla calls every lawyer in Portland, but they all shut her down. She's got nothing. She posts a pathetic rant on X about her psychotic stepdaughter. But Mom's old friend, Leora, obliterates her with screenshots of Drusilla's lies. Her yoga clique blocks her. Then Drusilla tries to steal Mom's heirloom necklace, caught on my new security cameras. I call the cops, show the footage, and file a report. The officer, a steely woman named Hayes, shuts down Drusilla's fake sobs. I don't press charges yet. It's my trump card. Eviction day is a spectacle. Drusilla stages a last-ditch family summit, wearing a tacky Versace knockoff and claiming she's choosing to relocate to Boise for a fresh start. Pure lies. Her GoFundMe for moving costs raised $30 from her MLM cronies. Movers I hired crash her speech, hauling their junk to storage. Drusilla tries to swipe Mom's crystal chandelier, claiming it's hers. The head mover, a guy named Vince, snaps, "Take it to court, lady." She has a full-blown meltdown, grabbing random stuff me dish rags, the garage opener, even a half-used candle. Celine's bawling over her wrecked TikTok setup, and Torin's freaking out over his mining rig. The sheriff's deputy does the final walkthrough. Drusilla claims I trashed her belongings, but the deputy points to my cameras and asks if she wants to file a false report. She shuts up fast. Where are they now? Drusilla and Dad are squatting in her brother's tiny apartment. His ex-posts about nightmare guests are going viral. Torin sold his crypto rig to rent a room in a shady duplex and works at a pawn shop. Celine's crashing with an aunt, commuting 4 hours to college. And her latest TikTok about surviving betrayal is getting ratioed. Me? The house is a sanctuary. I turned Torin's attic into a home office, Celine's room into a yoga studio, and Drusilla's meditation nook into a reading haven. Leora, Mom's best friend, moved into a spare room, teaching me Mom's recipes and helping me erase Drusilla's damage. Dad calls sometimes, sounding broken. He's still with Drusilla, but I hear the doubt in his voice. Was I too brutal? Maybe. Do I regret it? Hell no. They tried to bury me, and I rose from the ashes. Karma doesn't care about your fake Chanel. Thanks to online forums, I stayed fierce. Leora and I are planning a housewarming family only. No leeches allowed. No leeches allowed. No leeches.